Hey everyone, it's Eric the Red. Thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about intellect versus knowing. Intellect is your left brain. It is also known as your intelligence, so it relates to IQ and your ability to use rational, logical thinking. I mean, this is what most of us are using in daily life. It's very, very useful. It's very practical for a lot of things. This is the way I have lived most of my life, especially during grad school, which was about 7 or 8 years long. But at some point during that time, and also for many, many years in our childhood, we are also using our right brain a lot, which is the intuitive side, which relates to direct knowing and experience or feeling. For me, I began to notice the difference when I started to get into what's called hemisync or hemisphere synchronization. This is using an audio technology where in one side of your earphone you have a given frequency, maybe 550 hertz. In the other side you have a slightly different frequency, 530 hertz. So 550, 530, so that creates 540 in your brain. So these signals actually synchronize or harmonize your brain waves and tune the brain to a specific frequency. Daily life in your normal state of consciousness is at a given frequency, but you can actually expand your level of consciousness, or you can tune or increase your frequency to different levels. As you go up in level, you can feel it. You can feel a subtle vibrational change, and you feel a sense of spaciousness, or that you are bigger than your physical body. So this concept cannot really be understood with the left brain only and conceptual or rational thinking. You need to do it yourself, and then you will have a direct experience and you will know, oh, I am more than just my physical body. There are layers and levels of energy. So, towards the end of my PhD, I started doing more meditation to just kind of balance myself out, because I was really using the scientific method and logical thinking for large portions of my day. And then I found I was just becoming super logical and overly analytical in other areas of my life as well. So doing meditation and practicing with this hemisync technique under the guidance of a qualified teacher and with a group of fellow meditators, I started to be able to choose which side of my brain I wanted to be dominant in a given scenario in daily life, or in a lot of specific situations as well. So retreats helped a lot with this. So I would go through intense periods of data crunching during my thesis. So I would analyze minerals in rocks, get numbers of, I guess, what elements are in the minerals, and then I have to interpret the data, which means staring at Excel spreadsheets for a few hours and trying to find patterns and reasons why mineral A has different concentration than mineral B, and then extrapolating to the larger story or history of the rocks. It's just pretty cool. It's interesting work. It has its place. But then I would take a break from that and I'd go on a meditation retreat. And these would have programming. So there would be, morning exercises, and then specific foods for breakfast, and then a concept to think about and reflect on, and then group meditation, mostly with the hemisync method. So these provided amazing experiences about the different levels of consciousness, and I started to see through the futility of only left brain thinking, and also I began to kind of see right through the scientific method, which is basically an approach of purely conceptual thinking. In fact, when you get to that highest level, like a PhD level of research, you're working on very, very detailed problems. But whenever you solve a problem, there's usually a conclusion that suggests that this is what it means, but there's also the chance it could mean this as well. So in my own thesis, that was the problem at the end. It was like, I could interpret this data in different ways. There's no absolute, oh, I know this means Northern Canada experienced a metamorphic event at exactly 2.7 billion years ago. There was a strong indication that it did, but there was also some contrasting evidence, or there's also some built-in assumptions with all these analytical methods that you're using. Meditation practice, on the other hand, provides direct knowing. This is wisdom. The PhD study with conceptual thinking, that can be framed as intelligence. Things you learn through meditation and accessing the right brain, that is known as wisdom. I have found that wisdom is much more insightful and powerful and just relevant to self-development. The PhD study was not relevant to developing myself. It was relevant to trying to unravel a geologic history that in the end nobody really cared about. But what it did was provide many opportunities for growth and to finally come to a conclusion that I need to learn more about myself. So, what I would like to suggest to everyone is start to pay attention to what kind of mode of thinking are you in daily life situations. Are you being very, very analytical? Are you always trying to rationalize things? Do you ever feel like you know something? Do you ever have just like a feeling that, oh, I should do this, or I'm spending too much time on Facebook, I should go out and go hiking or get more exercise? That's probably a feeling in your right brain side of yourself. Also, it's so valuable to begin to harmonize the hemispheres of your brain so that they're not conflicting with each other, they are actually working together. And when you do that, then you can expand out and experience different levels of consciousness, which are useful for different things. I have more videos coming up which will touch on some of those additional aspects and some very specific retreats that I've done that have just been amazing. So check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.